So, the season of harvest began, and the flood of Metallica content is going down the streets of YouTube and the internet. Because Metallica is getting into anniversaries. And first goes the Black Album, 30 years, and so yeah, we're no different. Well, we're actually different because we always talk about Metallica, but there's no such thing as too much Metallica stuff, videos and articles, criticism, reviews, memes about the fucking band, because that's how it's still the fucking band. Yeah, I've come across a couple of videos, of course, from pretty big websites and magazines. And of course, they did the most original thing to do in such case. The top things you probably already knew about the Black Album. So I'm not gonna steer the same shit again, for now. But let's steer the shit of others and see how many things I do and do not know from their lists. And well, one video seems particularly attractive because it's 30. They did the work, 30 things in just 8 minutes. By Metal Injection, that seems a dance video that promised to be cool. So that you know what things I do pay attention to when reading books, interviews, videos about Metallica. When it's something not really related to the riffs, I'm not really trying to keep it in my mind, so I can forget something. So yeah, let's see in how many things Metal Injection got me.
Bob Rock wasn't supposed to be the producer.
Yeah, I kinda knew that. Bob Rock said, I don't wanna mix your album, I wanna produce it. That's the guy who made the history.
Bob suggested to get more heavy.
Bob did suggest to get heavier, and not only said by True, but the guy that failed, half step down. That's the thing about Metallica, they do mostly in E, open E, the lowest. Yeah, that's for Bob Rock's credit. Tune down 2 songs to make it heavier and more diverse, yeah.
Sad But True was originally written during the Master of Puppets sessions.
Yeah, Sad But True used to be much faster, kinda like a Messiah kind of vibe, and that was the right thing to slow it down and tune it down. And that's how they made it click. Thing number 4.
The God That Failed gun.
Yeah, it's actually more about how they brought different random stuff to record the Black Album. Different percussions, including the gun. But I think everyone who heard the song kinda caught it. But even if didn't, the 1.5 years Metallica kinda helped.
Nothing Else Matters was inspired by Queen.
Genius was inspired by epic harmonies of Queen in making Nothing Else Matters, symphony and stuff. I have a vague recollection about it. Let's count it even if I forgot it. Alright. You got the point, Metal Injection.
Backward Yeah on Wherever I May Roam.
How the fuck I missed it? Recently I made the ultimate Easter eggs collection of Metallica and I have to check it actually.
Alone, I ask no one, no one.
That's the kind of stuff I actually collect about Metallica, and somehow I missed it. So yeah, rightfully deserved 1 point for you, Metal Injection. Number 7.
Lars took inspiration from classic rock.
It's like Phil Road, yeah, tum tam. Really simple, but it always works fine. So that's kind of progression from kind of Venom drums on Kill 'Em All to AC/DC on Black Album. I did not know it. Another point.
Enter Sandman was inspired by Soundgarden.
I feel I heard about it, but when talking about Enter Sandman and Kirk writing the riff, another story comes up all the time. Tapping into the Emotional Void by Excel, that he stole the riff and stuff. Even though I feel like he was just inspired by it, and well, maybe subconsciously because he wrote the riff at 3 o'clock in the morning. Imagine your state then, he probably drunk. So yeah, he did not know where it came from. But bring up Soundgarden here, that's a cool one. Well, I'm really liking this list. Also, I really like the guy's narration. He does not sound overexcited, even more than I am. He does not sound like he's pretending that he wrote the script, he knows the shit. I approve.
Sad But True was designed to outdo Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, they say that it was like band's answer to Kashmir, but I recall he just said that, guys, that's new Kashmir, something like that. Kashmir was ahead of its time, and was really groove metal notes there, that really 3/4 rhythm, fuck, that's a really heavy riff, even though it's not considered really metal. And Sad But True is kinda Kashmir song. Yeah, good one. But I did know.
Punching Bag in the Studio.
Curious fact, but I don't really care about it. Punching Bag to let out the steam during the 10 sessions of the Black Album. So yeah. But I don't really care.
Lars didn't know what Enter Sandman meant.
Lars came from Denmark, he had no clue about the American lore. I also didn't know about Sandman, who the fuck was that. In Ukraine, Russia, we have a kind of similar guy, we call him Babai. Yeah, tell in comments, how do you call this kind of guy in your country?
Made a point not to sing about demons.
Bob suggested to get heavier. The fact that James did not really want to bring up Satan and stuff. Yeah, another point.
Lars released another record at the time.
They mean the new wave of British metal compilation. Yeah, that really shows what kind of human, what kind of metal fan Lars is, that he really cares about metal and the bands that made his adolescence, basically. Back in 1990, he made a compilation. He contacted a lot of bands from that period, new wave of British heavy metal, to help them with exposure that Metallica had. And yeah, that was quite an adventure, because some bands were like, oh my god, someone remembers us. But some straight up asked for money, but that's really honorable on Lars' side to pay tribute to the bands that formed Metallica.
Transition starts on Justice.
Do they mean Harvester of Sorrow? Because that was kind of the first really slow song, preset by True. Yeah, they did not mean any riff and song in particular, but just the general change of direction, and Lars considered another producer, the Guns N' Roses one. Again, you really see how Lars has this big picture. Lars is the visionary of Metallica. He knew they needed to pivot, to expand, to really level up their quality. Then Bob Rock came up. That was the destiny. We are in the middle.
The Sandman role.
The Sandman in the music video is a famous actor from Western. Didn't know it. Another point.
Blown out voice on a cover song.
So what?
The GAC supergroup.
I didn't know about it.
Grammy win.
Duh.
Shorter songs out of fan boredom.
I actually thought it was like the other way around. The fans really had fun at any Metallica show, even if a song was real long. There was not boring music. So I thought that the Metallica were bored and physically exhausted by playing those songs from Justice, and the fans just loved everything. When you are in the show, the time flies and you don't really count the minutes. So yeah, you just getting drunk and have fun and stuff. I don't know if I can approve this fact, but yeah.
First time they played in the same room.
The attitude that Bob Rock brought to sound as close to live as possible, and still they had James record all the rhythm, and not like Kirk did half a live. The Enter Sandman drum part consists of like 30 pieces of different takes. Isn't that kind of defeating the purpose? Making it more breathing, more live, more in the moment? Megadeth did it on Euthanasia.
Kirk bet tour manager a Porsche.
I bet they knew they're gonna make real good money from the album, the tour.
One more like that.
The End of the God That Failed.
The Struggle Within live.
That Struggle Within was played live, as well as the entire Black Album back in 2012. But the intro from Struggle Within remains unplayed. And they did not play it because there was the tape, the opening tape. I brought it up like 3 years ago in a video, and I had not seen it before mentioned, because that's really geeky stuff that you know, I dare say that they watch my videos. And I'm really honored.
Wherever I May Roam is the biggest departure.
It's pretty average for Black Album. Cool, but it's not fast. Alright. They say that they put like a ton of instruments in Wherever I May Roam, and in the very minute before the main riff kicks in, they put like fucking sitar, which was actually guitar, sounding like sitar, gong, and fucking everything.
Sad but true, inspired by magic.
Again, this kind of stuff I don't really care much about, but that's a cool one. And we are on the final stretch.
Bob Rock's son is the little boy on Enter Sandman.
Yeah, kind of know about it, but didn't recall it for years, yeah.
Nothing Else Matters doesn't feature Kirk Hammett.
Yes, that's a pretty stock fact, but it's always fun to bring up, because James recorded everything, solo, arpeggios, rhythm, and harmony. He always does all the harmonies himself, and the very solo from Nothing Else Matters is James's. There's nothing from Kirk to participate in.
Don't Tread on Me on Broadway.
They took the melody from Don't Tread on Me from a West Side Story from the 50s.
Industry boom in America.
Well, in a room in America.
Actually, I learned about like 2 months ago for my Metallica Easter eggs video. I keep the point for me. If it was 3 months ago, I would not, so yeah. Second to last.
Sad but True's 7 different guitar parts.
At the same time, we have double track, triple track by James, then one the baritone guitar, Then we have the ambient feel. Then something. Alright, good one. I did not count it, so point for you. And the last.
Holier Than Thou was the first Metallica song to use a talk box.
The guy's throwing up.
I'm not really a fan of talkbox. That's a really cringy effect slash instrument, whatever. They also use it in the house jack build. That was really over the top. And thank God they did not use it in The Dead and Becomes, but they tried it. I just hate it. Really good made video. Again, the narration is great. Really concise, 8 minutes, 30 facts. I'll link it in description. Go check it out, give them some views. That's probably the best one. I don't really watch this kind of stuff about Metallica. Haven't watched it for years. Because at some point it was like, I'm sick and tired of hearing, did you know that intro from Beltos is bass, not guitar? That's why I started making these kind of videos 5 years ago. To get really deep, that's fucking Metallica. You can keep digging and still find something. So yeah, metal injection, good job. How many points from me? I know, I'll count it here. So yeah, subscribe to this channel, MetalliGeek podcast, and the website that I am gradually filling up with content. Thanks for watching, it's Andriy Vasilenko, and hear you next time, friends.